Want to make sure we on.
Was it? Oh, In Vogue. In Vogue.
In Vogue, yeah. Hey, what he saying, white chick? Oh, brother, you got to get your own. You got to get your own. Saying, white chick? Oh, brother, you got to get your own. Yeah, we on. Yeah, brother.
Yeah, I see it. Alright. I don't know if one of y'all can see if you can access. I just wanted to bring that little section out, see what it says. Identified as the nation destined to divide and conquer Babylon.
Where'd you get that?
Just the AI. I typed in Medes and Persians, KJV, into Google, and that's what AI overview came up with. That's that little section. So somebody can grab Daniel 5:28. We'll see. We're gonna go from there. So anyway, Shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites, a sect, and man, hey, once again we're out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon, you know, and the coming of the kingdom, you know, and man, hey, the things that we're witnessing in the earth today, you know, at this very moment that are transpiring around the world, you know, hey, they're prophetic, and the prophecies are basically once again coming up off the pages. Yeah, you can read it right over here.
Yeah, I don't know internet on this thing.
Oh, okay. So anyway, before we begin, as always, we want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
and double honors to our apostles, elders, bishops, leadership of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the house of David, to the 144,000, and to the men, women, and children scattered throughout the four corners of the earth of the hopeful elect. To you, we say shalom.
Shalom.
So I just kind of was reading the AI overview real quick on the Medes and the Persians, and you know, I'm going to let the brother read it real quick on what it had to say, because the irony, if I may use that word, is that hey, the same thing is fixing to happen again, but with a multitude of nations, you know, and the difference is this time they're, you know, hey, they're going to burn her with fire. You know, the last time they just conquered and separated it amongst themselves, but this time, when as you know, all things go round and repeat themselves, this time the difference is going to be the complete and total annihilation of Babylon, Mystery Babylon the Great. So if the brother would, real quick.
Right, this is from AI Overview. And it says in the King James Version, KJV, it says the Medes and the Persians are identified in Daniel chapter 5, verse 28, as a nation destined to divide and conquer Babylon.
And this is what transpired, you know, and the first Babylon, and when they conquered it, it was a surgical strike. It was basically, they did to Babylon what Babylon is now trying to do to them, which is a surgical decapitation. You know what I mean? Take out the leadership. That's what they did. What they call it now, because that's what they've been saying. They've been trying to remove the leadership.
Yeah, they killed the
Supreme, right.
Yeah, Ayatollah.
Right.
Ayatollah,
You know,
and a couple other heads.
women, 49 other generals,
top
heads,
generals.
top leadership, and thinking that would make the people rise up. But when you kill women and children, as Esau has always been known to do, you know, this man's history always repeats itself. So when he took Gad out, what did he do? He killed the women and children. When he took, you know, the Israelites coming out of Egypt, when he was coming after us, what was he doing? He was in the hindermost parts, the women, the children, the elderly, the weak. That's who he was getting, taking care of. Well, killing. Yeah.
Unalive.
You know what I mean? Unalive. Thank you, brother. Also as we when Babylon came against us and took us captive, where was Esau once again? He's always there. He's always in the midst doing what Esau does. He sacked the temple. He was catching those that were getting away and rounding them up and killing them. So, hey, the scriptures tells us that Esau has kept his wrath forever, perpetually. And there's, he still has that wrath today. This is why he has his Gestapo, his American version of the Gestapo, out doing what they do today.
You got to qualify that, because that was basically talking about at that time when the Persians struck Babylon, when they were drinking, when the mini tickle that was on the wall, that the writing on the wall, and it was biblical, and it was prophecy of that time to basically to destroy them. The Persians basically did a surgical strike. Basically,
because
what that was
at
on.
this time you had the Medes and the Persians. This identifies that was that time period, because we know that modern day Babylon is not going to be a surgical strike. It's going to be a flood, of missiles, if you were.
And remember, like you were talking about before, you said something about it's also not going to remain.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you can go to ancient Babylon right
still
now.
To this day. Right. Still to this day. You know what I mean? And wander around and the sites that the tiny tops have not destroyed, because a lot of their mission is to destroy a lot of the historical sites. That's what this dude is. He truly is a menace.
So this Babylon is spiritual then. Babylon that's about to be destroyed is a spiritual Babylon, and you have to what is it called? You have to have discernment, right, to know which one, who is that nation to this day, right? That spiritual Babylon.
Right. And so somebody get the Esau is mystery Babylon, where it says that Esau will be ruling.
I got one for you. There's two. If you go into Isaiah 49 and Isaiah 50, it kind of gives you that contrast. I'm going to give you that. Good. Okay. I'll do the Isaiah 50. Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50. Was it Jeremiah 50 or Isaiah?
Jeremiah 49.
49? Yeah, but then there's one in, should be Jeremiah 50 too. That's the one I'm talking about, 49. And then if you start at one at 50, first, Jeremiah 50 and...
I got something for you, brother. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, and verse 1. It says, "And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters."
Right. Hey, and who is that great whore, and what are the many waters? Well, we know the many waters represent people, nations, tongues.
I'll jump to verse 15 just to get that.
Come.
It says, "And he said unto me," this is Revelation 17, verse 15, "And he said unto me, The waters which thou sawest," says, "where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues."
And why is she known as the great whore? Because she's basically sleeping with, symbolically, but she basically is involved with every nation. All these nations are taking on the philosophy of America. basically, man, from her sexual immorality to the way she puts.
Well, it starts with the what you call them, the way they set up their government.
Right. Their government, the way that's set up, the immorality that comes out of it, the putting the woman over the man. There's many aspects of this wine that this Babylon, this whore pushes out, and her religion, I mean, all of the religions are here. Whatever you want to be, if you want to be a witch, you're welcome here. If you want to be atheist, if you want to be Episcopalian, Methodist, Mormon, all of these religions, and the Most High never gave us religions. He gave his people laws, statutes, commandments to follow.
Right, not ideologies and
Right.
philosophies and all kinds of madness.
Yes, sir.
Well, it goes into it being with confusion,
Right.
right? The city of confusion.
And what does the scripture say about that?
I got another precept for you. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. It says, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's hand that made all the earth drunken. See, the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Yeah. She made all the earth drink. So that's why you see over there in China and Japan, they have the same building structures now. They're running around in suit and ties.
Right.
They've accepted, especially Japan. Japan had to almost fully submit to the American way of life. So now the woman rules over. She's hollering and screaming at her man, moving in recklessness. And some of these other nations, like when you go over to, a lot of these so-called Arab nations, they're in the same condition. You look at Dubai and all of these others, just nothing but high rises and that American way of life happening.
Yep. This is the second verse, Revelation 17:2. It says, with whom the kings of the earth had committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth had been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. It says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, listen, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Yeah, so that's the the 7 heads going into what? Germania Major, Germania Minor. You have the Romans, the Greeks, the Spanish, the French, and the British. You see, in which America is the 8th that comes out of the 7th. You see, so and the vassal states going into those 10 horns. But that one time there was 10.
Denmark was one, right?
Yep.
Denmark.
All those vassal states at that time. Now there's about what, 27?
Yeah.
About 27 of them, and those are all pretty much have given their allegiance to the whore, man.
Right.
The beast is riding the whore is riding the beast.
Right. But now they're
that 1 hour though.
Well, like you said, now they're angry with her.
Now they're angry
with her because this is why when Trump tried to put the military.
Yeah, go ahead, go through.
I have a question.
Trump tried to put his military planes on Spain,
Yeah,
and they wouldn't
Spain,
let them.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
part of the nations being rejected, and they started to get mad. Britain too. Britain wanted to put his military presence in Britain, but I was listening to the president of Britain. He said it's strategic because if we're there, they're going to end up striking us just because you're there.
Right.
So if you're not here, this is us defending ourselves by having so you don't be here, that they don't strike us just for helping you.
Right, and what it's also culminating in is that hour is up. It said that they gave their allegiance and strength to the beast for 1 hour.
Right.
And that hour is now wrapping itself up, and they're taking that allegiance, taking that back.
Right.
And for a strong degree is because, hey, they recognize that Iran has the ability to touch them, and Iran is only really touching those Babylonian bases that they've been allowed to put in these vassal states,
Kuwait,
land, right?
Kuwait,
And they're not even really. And the difference between the Medes, the Persians, the Persians, is that they're not going after the citizenry. like the American and the tiny tops are. They're killing babies, children, you know, school people. They just indiscriminately, you know, like who starts a campaign by bombing the leadership? Nobody but the tiny tops in America. And they kill women and children to get one man, you know, not knowing, not recognizing that he intended to be a martyr for his people. You don't get that type of dedication out of the American people, that level of commitment. So this man knew what was going to happen, and he put himself in a position to galvanize the support of his nation.
You know, a couple more verses because you wanted to identify who Babylon the Great was, right? It says, this is verse 4, Revelation 17, verse 4. It says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
You know, and what does that represent? I mean, she has everything flows into America.
The allure.
You know what I mean? The allure. She, you know, what was it? It was said once the streets were paved with gold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
America's always lit. Like other countries, you can't keep electricity on all the time. They got nations with no refrigeration system. But America, hey, the lights are on all night, all day. You know what I mean? The electricity flows. All of these things flow. But what comes with it? Decadence, pride, abominable acts.
Yeah.
You know, the whole steam is here.
Yeah, the alphabet.
You know what I mean?
The alphabets.
The alphabets, the epistemes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of that happens here. Other nations are looking, and the other nations' leaderships that were involved, hey, they're going after those people. But here in America, if you know, beef turned into beef jerky.
Unless you're Jake. Unless you're Jake.
Yeah.
All of us.
They make examples out of Jake.
They're pushing what's his name? Tyler Perry now.
He's in, you know.
Yeah, but
he's
they
never found a dress he didn't like.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
I'm saying, but they're putting them up on all that stuff because there were other little people that were now they're coming out and confessing, but they're on trial. But then Trump's not on trial, and all them other people from the Democrat or the Republican side is not on trial. Like you said, what is it called? I mean, even though it was speaking of Jake, but it says a hypocritical nation.
Yeah,
I know it's talking about Jake, but this is now the hypocritical nation.
Right.
Yeah.
The scripture is being twofold in many aspects. You know, so hey, even now, more so when we look at it, you know, if you go back beyond Trump and Epstein, how long have your priests been committing abominations against children? How long, when they go into the Lutheran church or one of them, have they been committing sexual atrocities against?
The Lutheran is what you call them? How you call it? A split off from the Catholic Church.
All
so that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
It makes sense because they're split off from the. So they basically function as the Catholic Church, but they're like a split off.
They just threw some money at it and just swept it under the rug.
Right. So all of the daughters are here. You know what I mean? All of those daughters of the Catholic Church are here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the scriptures refers to them basically as harlot houses.
Yeah.
You know.
Because I think the difference between the Lutheran and the Catholic, I think that they took out the Apocrypha.
Right. That's why they're known as the Bible Destruction Crew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The Lutheran, I think they took out the Apocrypha. And then the Catholics still have the Apocrypha, but then even they're missing books out of the Apocrypha. So,
second address not there.
Yeah. Second address not there,
Yeah. And then what you have with Catholicism, you have many idols. You have the worship of Mary, of many other things.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, all of that comes with Catholicism.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, and again, like the brothers, you know, hey, the Most High never gave us a religion. Were you still
Yeah, it's a little bit more. He's again trying to identify who this whore is, right?
Yeah.
It says, and on her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and at that time, it was a mystery. You know what I mean? But that mystery has now been made manifest. We understand now who Mystery Babylon is. And even just from a process of deduction, who rules the earth? You know, America. And who rules America? Esau, Edom. Any nation on the planet, if you want to get a pilot license, you have to be able to speak English. If you want to get a shipping, if you want to be the captain of a ship, you have to speak English, of a vessel. You know what I mean? So all roads lead back to Esau, Edom. And what is modern day Basra? America. You know?
Yeah, let me jump down just to get this last couple verses.
Come
Verse 16, Revelation 17, verse 16, it says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn it with fire."
So, hey, we understand with that, you know, hey, that hour is coming up. Can you get that? They shall give her.
It's right here, bro.
Okay, yeah.
I'll keep going.
Yeah, but with Sean, because you know, I keep repeating it, but I want to, you know, get it out of the scriptures, because at some point these other nations, and that time is coming quickly. You know, that hour is coming to a close, where they've given over their authority and their allegiance to this whore. Because now all of these nations are seeing that America has, it holds all of them in no regard. Like he told, Trump told Spain, if we want to, we'll just do it anyway. There's nothing you can do about it. We'll send our military. You know what I mean?
We'll just fly in.
Right. We'll just fly in and ain't shit you can do about it.
Right.
You know, or like he told Greenland, you know, hey, you might as well just be ours.
Do it the easy way or the hard way.
Right. Or like he told Canada, you just the province of America. You the 51st state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The dude, hey, his pride, it speaks volumes to identify.
But I don't know if you learned that. When I was in school, we learned that one of the reasons why Canada never gets striked is because we're right here, there. So that's why they don't get striked.
Right.
So you know, a lot of people make that analogy because of that, and they say they might as well be our 52nd state.
Right.
That's why people feel that way.
Yeah.
You know.
But when you look at it, you know, if that's the way they was going to look at it, Mexico never gets hit. Anywhere in South America been hit, except by America. You know, Brazil, none of the southern nations have been hit with anything. You know, because they don't start shit with nobody. That's why they don't get hit. You know, I mean, outside of what these Canadians did in the beginning, they're probably some of the what's so-called nicest people on the planet. You know what I mean? Friendly as hell, you know?
Some maple syrup.
Right, Slovakia, you know what I mean? But essentially, no one goes around the planet putting their nose in everyone else's affairs but America. You know what I mean? Right. And contrary to what you people have been taught to believe based on the activities of September 11th, America ain't been touched yet. That was an inside operation.
Yeah, virgin daughter.
She's still that virgin. Ain't had her, but hey, that time is coming, man.
Yeah. And Shalom, sister, Shalom.
Shalom.
It says, verse 17, Revelation 17, verse 17, it says, "For the Most High have put it in their hearts," but it doesn't say hour. But the thing is that there's a saying that said, well, he had his hour, meaning he had a certain time period.
Yeah.
You know, whatever that may be.
Yeah,
it says, "For the Most High." Oh, go ahead.
No. So because it said that they'll rule a little season.
Right. There's a little season.
Little season. And little season's up.
It says, "For the Most High have put it in their hearts to fulfill His will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled."
Yeah. Hey. You know, and so hey, what do we know about those that time? Is that you know, hey, the words of the Most High are being fulfilled as we speak.
Yeah.
And you know, hey, that time is coming to a close. You know, that time is wrapping up.
Yeah.
Where you at? Where you reading that?
Revelation 17.
Okay.
and I'll get 18 too. It says, and the woman which thou sawest, this is how we identify, okay, who this
She is.
whore is. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Like the brother mentioned, what nation of people have military bases everywhere, embassies everywhere? Who puts sanctions, tariffs on everybody? And it only points to one nation,
Right.
one set of people, one nation.
Are you reading 17 and 12?
No, you want me to get there? Want to go up and get it? Oh, okay. Well, it's 1 hour. Yeah, okay.
When she said it, I'm starting to look like, wait a minute, I know it says.
What does it say
1
it there?
hour,
It didn't say it
no,
there.
it doesn't say it there. It just
I
says
can go up and read it.
You know, I
Yep.
mean, it's fine. I mean, just because I keep saying it, I just want to, you know what I mean?
Make sure that
please, yourself.
Verse 12, Revelation 17, verse 12, it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
Right. You know what I mean? So we, and I think, what is that? 1 hour is like 40-something years or something like that, according to,
certain period of time.
It's a period of time, right? And, and we know that time period is coming to a close.
It's almost
you
up.
know? If it's not up, it's almost up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, hey, what we're seeing now is the culmination, and we know that even though we're seeing, an escalation, we know that even with this escalation, there are still other things that must take place. And what is that?
MOTB.
Yes, sir. That's it will and is going to happen. In the whole world, not just America, the whole world is going to be subject to this mark. You know what I mean? The Most High had it written, He declared it, and He's going to make it so, despite what any of you others are selling to your people.
The lies, basically.
Yeah. Huh?
There ain't gonna be no Jacob's trouble.
Yeah.
If you would've listened more.
You got it right. Yeah, you gotta prefix that with moron.
Yeah.
But
You gotta listen
hey,
more careful to even the Benjamite dude was like, no. Like, he was shaking his head.
yeah.
No.
But,
There's
hey,
definitely gonna be trouble. It's
know?
saying it here.
And you can tell the way that that dude is. I can't think of the word of it, but he's very subtle, because he just kept, even if Benjamin eventually was just like, I'm done arguing about it, but I believe in his heart he still believed what he was saying. He believed the scriptures, as far as the scriptures said, that's what's going to manifest, it's going to happen.
What the scripture says that thy prophets are like the foxes in the desert.
Mhm.
Meaning it referring to being sly,
Slick, and wicked.
The sly, slick, and wicked.
Yeah.
And your prophets are given to
Yeah,
lies.
yeah.
You got these lying prophets.
Which
What does it say that how it goes about the prophets, how they lead my flock to the slaughter?
Right.
Scattering the sheep.
Scattering the sheep, yeah.
you got that. I got some too, but
Yeah, I got that one. Just the two real quick. It says Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45. It says, therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh. Right? And you can't just say Yahweh, you gotta always say Yahweh Shai. Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai? That he had taken against Babylon. Right? And his purpose that he had purposed against the land of the Chaldeans, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out.
And what is that he's purposed against Babylon? To destroy it utterly. The time for the judgment for the treatment of his children is at hand. You know what I mean? For because all of this coming into fruition is to bring about the deliverance of his people. You know what I mean? He's had us in this position, and it's coming to the point where he's in that. Hey, you've been in that position long enough, and only he knows when this is going to transpire. But we see all of the signs that are indicating that, hey, you know what I mean? Hey, salvation is at hand.
Right.
Get the blood on the mantle. You know, prepare yourself. Get the land ready. Get yourself together. Because the exodus of Babylon is soon to happen. You know, and we understand that this exodus is not going to be as the first one. This is going to make the first exodus pale in comparison. You know, hey, the way the deliverance out of Babylon this time is going to be
Egypt, or spiritual Egypt.
spiritual, right?
Egypt
Yeah,
at this
spiritual
time.
Egypt, which this place is also known as. You know what I mean?
I'm going to get that for you.
Okay, yeah, let him finish what he.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
it says Jeremiah chapter 23, and I'm trying to get right to the point. Verse 7. It says, "Therefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that they shall no more say, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country."
Oh, that kills that. The Lord saved everybody.
Yeah.
The spiritual seed. That's the spiritual.
the seed
Right.
of Israel.
Right.
Ooh.
And from all countries whither I had driven them,
Right.
and they shall dwell in their own land.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Hey, and we know that this is about to manifest itself.
It's
You
going
know
to
what I mean?
outshine. Imagine that deliverance back in Egypt, ancient Egypt, how beautiful that was. The chariot, the water was split. Okay, that was a spectacular. But this one's going to outshine that one. Why? Because it's going to be something that they've never seen, man. Okay, what's it say? Wisdom of Solomon, it says, so far and beyond what they look for.
I was already.
Oh, you got
yeah,
it?
Yeah. Hey.
Might as well bring that out,
it's-
brother.
It says Wisdom of Solomon. We'll start first.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it says Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him,
Yeah.
and made no account of his labors.
Right.
Right. And what do we have here in Babylon? When they tell you, hey, get over it, pull
Yeah.
yourself up by your bootstrap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got just as much opportunity as I got. Why do we have a DEI program? You know what I mean? Esau, Edom, the males are running around talking about they've been discriminated against. You know,
Yeah.
because you had a multiple 100-year head start to show your mediocrity.
Below mediocrity.
Right,
Yeah,
below mediocrity, because
Right.
you know you have people that came from nothing and are now surpassing you in your own land,
Your own kingdom.
your own kingdom that you've stolen, that you raped, robbed, and pillaged
Right.
to attain. And now you're being surpassed, once again supplanted
Right.
in your own land. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you got the blessing.
Right, right. You know, Jake even nice with that thing now.
Yeah.
You know, little YNs running around with switches and everything else.
Yeah, Jake.
You
man.
know?
So Jake, I'll run him, I'll jump him,
Right.
I'll fuck him. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know?
Driving. Hey, remember
Yeah.
NASCAR was their thing. Jake outdo him in NASCAR.
Right.
Like Michael
Everything.
Jordan up in there now.
Yeah.
You know, Jake was the
Oh yeah,
original
Michael
cowboy.
Jordan in NASCAR now. Yeah,
You know?
Michael Jordan winning. Yeah.
And don't forget, Jake was the original cowboy.
Yeah,
Why you
right.
think it was called Boy? You
Yeah.
know, Jake was the one. I was watching a video a couple days ago. This little young buck man snatching the steer, wrestling that steer. I don't know if y'all saw it. He was flipping that steer around trying to. Hey, Jake has always been that dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why they reign in boxing,
Right.
MMA, and not just Judah, but all the tribes.
All the
Yeah, all
time.
the
know?
tribes.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, it made no account of our labors. Everything that you use on an everyday basis that makes
Right.
society function,
Yeah.
Jake created it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you're talking about the cell phone, the computer, the AC, the elevators, the escalators,
Stoplight.
stoplights,
First open heart
right?
surgery.
Even the plane, because I believe
Yeah.
it was two Jakes that was in Brazil who really actually came up with the plane first.
The
But
color
they- but they-
television, you get the color,
Color television, yeah.
Color television, yeah.
Yeah, a so-called black woman who was the one who created the alarm system for the house, home alarm
GPS.
system. GPS, a so-called black woman created the
Yeah,
GPS.
You know, and
Right.
why does Jake his ability to do all of this? Because he's oppressed.
So he's a former
You
of
know
all
what I mean?
things.
Former of all
And
things.
right, yeah.
Hey,
First
the
off,
salt of the
you know
earth.
what I mean?
Salt of the earth.
But when you have to do everything, when everything is on your shoulders, what does Jake do? He seeks to lighten the load, lessen the burden. So he creates the cotton gin. He creates all of the elevators. He creates all of these other things in order to make life easier. But he doesn't receive the benefit to any of it. Esau Edom basically steals it, throws a patent on it, claims it, and then takes all of the reward for it.
Don't forget Henrietta Lacks. They
Right.
took her cells,
Right.
and every medicine
Yeah.
pretty much known to man is made off of an Israelite cells,
Yeah.
off stealing her cells out of her body, man.
Yeah.
Henrietta Lacks.
All of the women
And
that
they
they
will
were
not pay
doing
their
the surgery
children.
on without giving them any anesthesia,
Yeah, yeah,
you know, to learn the extent of, you know, how much
Pain.
they could take, yeah, you
Pain
know,
tolerance, yeah.
and the tolerance levels, right, you know. So this devil has been, you know, hey, there's a reason why we
Pull yourself
understand
up by your
salvation as to be saved from one's enemies, you know, and why all of the rest of these people running around are still, you know, saved from sin. But I thought the law was done away with. How are you needing saved from sin? You know what I mean? It's to be saved is to be saved from one's enemies, to be saved from those that hate us, and who is always proven to have hated us and hate us to this day.
Right.
You know? But again, hey, the Most High made his name known in Egypt because another one of those great miracles was that chariot that was constantly there, that pillar, that cloud, you know? But
It's coming again.
what's coming again, read that for me, Baba Kasha.
There's Ezekiel 39, verse 7. So I will make my holy name known in the midst of my people Israel. And I will not let them pollute my holy name anymore.
So again, the Most High is getting ready to make his name known once again in the earth. You know, the earth, the world, with all of the witchcraft and the Babylonian juice and the things that come along with this society. You know, the world really no longer knows who Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai is. You know, everybody's under this deceptive cloud. You know, you got Edomites running around talking about some cheesy rice is about to come back, and you know they all think they're looking forward to what's getting ready to happen. There's a lot, you know, this whole war thing. You got a lot of the upper echelons of these generals telling their men this is a holy war,
Right.
to bring about Hamagadwan, but they have no idea what the end result of that will be. You know, they have no concept on what's getting ready to happen with that. So, and I'm gonna have him grab something again. Yeah, finish what you were reading.
Want me to finish the last part?
Oh yeah, Baba Kashan, please.
You want me to start back from the top or just get the rest?
Just get the rest.
Okay. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the Holy One in Israel.
So, you know, yeah, read it again.
Speak up.
You just say with your chest.
And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the Holy One in Israel.
So he didn't say he was the Holy One of the whole world. You know, the Holy One of the Gentiles and natural-born Gentiles. You know, he's the Holy One of Israel. And all of those strangers that are Israelites in other lands.
Right.
That are Israelites that were born in other places. That are Israelites that no longer knew who they were.
Right, because even in the time in Egypt,
Right.
you had the Israelites in Egypt, but there was Israelites in other places too.
Yeah. Because we everywhere. You know what I mean? At one point, you know, we were, you know, hey, we were what it was to be. You know? The world is not, you know, hey, this is something that's been taught by Esau Edom that we're the scourge. But at one time, you know, hey, we were that thing of beauty.
Standard.
You know, we were the standard, right? Is this the city of
Perfection.
Perfection, you know. So, you know, for what we go through now, it's a new thing. You know what I mean? It's a temporary thing. Salaki, brother, go ahead.
Yeah. This is back at Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 2. It says, and they seeing it shall be troubled with with terrible fear,
Mhm.
and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all they looked for.
Yeah, and to be caught up into the fathership when these missiles begin to rain down, as the time of trouble accelerates to its maximum point, you know, because the scriptures tells us that, you know, hey, it'll be scarcely. So it's, you know, hey, we're going to be in the midst of all of the chaos, of all of the anarchy, of all of the confusion. You know, hey, as the world finally has had enough of Babylon's BS, and they begin to fire off everything, spare none.
Right.
You know, they're going to spare no arrows, like they said in that the 300. And we will fight in the shade, but America ain't gonna fight in the shade. But that scene where they shot all those arrows, that's gonna be what America is gonna see in the form of intercontinental ballistic and everything else these nations can throw at America.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And they're all gearing up. They're all building up. They're building up because they see America cannot be trusted.
No.
When you look at the status and the state of this world, who actually has run around invading and conquering and taking and stealing and pillaging and imposing their will on every nation? America. And they use their propaganda to make you think they're this righteous, upright, you know what I mean, correct, you know, good, upstanding, but they're well, hey, as you can see, you know, the mayonnaise warrior is basically an abomination. No other place would they allow what's happening with these damn the tiny tops and everything else, these abominations that have happened with children. No place else would they allow that. There would be immediate heads rolling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even in England, you know, they might not be doing much, but hey, they're still bringing to bear some type of judgment, not justice, judgment on these damn abominations, you know. But hey, you know, we're seeing the opening moments of what's to come. You know, what we're seeing with Iran and Israel and America are just the opening volleys. You know what I mean?
The beginning of the
The
end.
beginning. Con. You know.
I got one real quick, just
Okay.
a precept real quick. I'll pick it back up. It says kind of going on what you're saying about the arrows. It says Psalms 91:5, "Thou shalt not be afraid of the terrors by night, nor for the arrows that flieth by day."
Right. You know?
Because basically, as you're saying, it's gonna be so many missiles. It's gonna be like noonday. It's gonna be like
Right after,
daytime,
yeah.
but it's gonna all of a sudden cast a shadow over this place.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like nighttime.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, and you're gonna look up, and boom, boom. There she knows.
Yeah.
You out of here, right? Nor for the pestilence, right, which are the missiles
Con.
that walketh in darkness, right? Basically, what you were saying, in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday.
Yeah.
Right?
And what we understand is that, like I said, you know, we know by the scriptures that scarcely means, you know, you might see the explosion and the wave coming at you. And just when you think that you're, you know, consumed, boom, you're on the chariot.
That's the strangeness
what I
of
mean?
the salvation.
Right,
That's the
you know.
strangeness.
Right.
Of the
And,
salvation.
and that noonday also represents when these devils, the scripture says that when they're about to eat,
Yeah.
okay, when they're about to fill their belly,
That's
when
and the
sudden
Lord
destruction, yes.
shall rain that
Sudden destruction upon his head.
that fire and brimstone
Yeah.
upon him. Yeah.
Con,
Right.
you know. And so, hey, and again, what you're hearing is basically the wisdom and knowledge of thy time, because many of our fellow Israelites right now are thinking that, you know, hey, this thing is over, and you know they already start a full-on war, and you know what I mean. It's going to be popping, and
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
You know what I mean? see to it you be not troubled. So we understand that, hey, this thing can't go full scale until the
Yeah, Michael see it. Yeah.
exactly
MOTB.
the MOTB must and will come into fruition, and it's already, all of it is laid out now. And in a lot of aspects, this may be the catalyst
Yeah.
to bring it into fruition.
Oh, it is. It is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is because they're already talking about a bill that,
Right.
they're bringing up a bill to come against it, and in which because I did a lesson on it, but the way they're doing it is almost like a Jedi mind trick, because there's currently no businesses saying that they're gonna subdermally micro-C-hip you, but they're already putting up a bill for something that's not in existence yet.
Right.
So
Right.
this is the thing that they're doing.
Mhm.
So, but it's beautiful, because if you don't do something, they'll just pass it, and then
Yeah.
you had your opportunity. So basically, you're gonna have to either not do something or do something. But either way it go, basically, it's the will of the Lord. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's why all these nations, they're all in league, man.
Oh, yeah.
They want that NWO to come forth, man.
Yeah.
That's why they're really not involved yet like that. The major countries, China, Russia.
Yeah.
But it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Ultimately they're gonna bring down the system,
What's
shut
good?
it down. Then they're gonna bring in Jacob Trouble go ahead. They're gonna bring in that mark,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
and then the missiles gonna fly.
Well, yeah, you got to go according to Scripture, because
Yeah,
that's what
right.
the Scriptures say.
Yeah.
It says the Lord's gonna put a thought in it, an evil thought. in his
right.
heart.
Right.
So right now they're all playing the game.
Yeah, they're playing
Right.
the game.
They're playing.
Psyops.
They're with it. It's all a psyops. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all with it. But something's gonna just, you know what?
Hey, and what goes along with
They're
that
gonna
evil thought?
flip the script.
Hooks in his jaw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because Iran doesn't have a Rothschild backed bank,
Right.
man.
And that's what this is all
That's
about.
what it's about.
You know?
Right.
And I've seen things in the news or in the alternative media where Russia is looking to expel that Rothschild bank. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Out of
these
it- out of it.
nations are right. All of these nations, and these nations are beginning to see where all of their problems are coming from. You know what I mean?
The den of thieves, man.
Right.
They're gonna fight.
Yeah.
After-
Hey, that's beautiful. Yeah. No honor among thieves.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
And basically, hey, the red shield is set up to extract. It's never set up to put in, to build up, to make whole. It's always wherever he's at, he's set up
Well,
to extract wealth.
well, it tells you
to
that-
extract
It tells you that in
finances.
Revelation.
Right.
With the red horse to take peace.
Yeah.
Right.
To extract peace,
Peace from the earth.
Yeah.
Right.
Without
So
a doubt.
that the red shield
Yeah.
being that red horse.
Yeah. Esau
Take
evil.
peace.
Yeah.
Take peace from the earth.
Yeah.
Starting with the international bankers.
Yeah.
But Esau as a whole, but starting with those
Yeah.
bankers.
Yeah.
You know, because most wars are what? Banker wars.
Bankers wars. Yeah.
Right? Let me finish this up, and then I'm going to jump to the Jeremiah 49 and 20. After this, it says, and the noise, going into basically what we're saying, the noise of the taking of Babylon, right? Basically going into those missiles. The noise of the destruction. Yep. The earth is moved, and the cries are heard among the nations. Right? In Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 20, right, will show you that it's it's the contrast. It's pretty much saying the exact same thing, but that time it said Babylon. So this is how you know, like going into, you know who it is.
Right.
It says Jeremiah 49 and 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of Yahweh, right? Yahweh Shai, that he have taken against Edom.
Yes. Synonymous. Same thing.
Same thing, right?
That's what it means.
And it's you know it's the same thing because it's basically gonna break it all the way down the exact same way. It says, and his purpose that he have purpose against the habitations of Teman, which being what? Teman has lost that wisdom. There's no more wisdom in Teman, right?
Yeah.
Where it says, surely, right, the least of the flock shall draw them out.
Right.
Going into where they're at right now, right? The small hats, the tiny tops, whatever you want to call the JOOs, whatever you want to call Israelis, right? They're drawing them out, right? And not just that, the Tiny Tops, the Israelis, shot missiles at England. They shot at their base and tried to fake like it was a drone from Iran, but they found out that it wasn't a drone from Iran. It was actually from Israel. They were trying to basically draw them out to the battle. The least of the flock should draw them out. Also, they flew some drones over a French battalion or like peacekeepers or whatever, and the French shot down the drone. So since they shot down the drone, the Israelis' drone, they came back and actually shot and blew up one of the vehicles of the French, which that's part of being their allies.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna know why the allies are mad with her, because they just shot at the allies,
Yeah.
right? And then they said also it was also a tank. They fired a tank at them too. Yeah, they fired a tank at them too. Yeah, the Israelis fired a tank at them after the French. So they're mad. The nations are mad with you.
Yeah, their
Right.
psyops are coming up. What's the word I'm looking for? Basically,
Dry, yes.
dry.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Coming up.
When normally when they can go in and create some underhanded
Psyop to bring
situations,
people in,
right,
yeah.
to bring people in, because that goal was to bring these other nations, like the refinery that was almost bombed in was it Qatar? And they were saying, the Iranians were like, no, we ain't shoot at that. We're only shooting at your American base. You know? So whatever that was, and then
That
they're
must have been
learning.
them trying to hit that, so that would draw them in. Yeah.
Draw them in, like, okay. But the Iranians are really only hitting the American bases on these countries' lands, showing them, look, hey, you don't have to deal with this whore. Get this whore out of your land,
And we won't fire.
and
on
we
you.
won't bother you.
That's why Spain
Right.
and England
Have
is
refused to
refusing
participate.
to let
And
them in there.
from what I was listening to today, a lot of them, they were saying they're not firing much on these other lands anymore because the Americans have cleared out of these other bases.
Right.
So now they're getting ready to basically focus what they've got on the
The
tiny
Armada,
tots.
on their Armada, and
Well, you know,
and
hey,
Israel, yeah.
on the tiny tots.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
The Iron Dome ain't gonna hold us.
No, and what do we know about the tiny tots? Hey, they have what's known as the Samson plan, where, hey, because it's crazy how, hey, they're telling Iran you can't have nukes, but they have nukes.
Yeah.
And they have what's known as the Samson Initiative, which means when they start getting their neck stepped on hard enough, guess what they're gonna do?
Gonna fire
What
off
did
the missiles.
Samson do with the Philistines in the end?
Yeah.
He brought the house down on everybody, and that's their intention.
Yeah. Pretty much, it was his haymaker.
Right. You know
Yeah,
what
you
I
know.
mean? That final prayer.
Yeah.
You know, let me
Yeah.
take all of these chumps out, and that's what their goal is. So, hey, you know, hey, the Most High is gonna, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
kind of.
You know?
And Shalom, y'all about Shemel Shai, y'all what's up?
Shalom, and
Shalom,
Shalom.
bro. Shalom.
Yeah, this basically says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall, at the crying, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. Showing you that this is the exact same verse. You know, it's just kind of, they put certain words are a little different, but it's talking about the same people that rule, whoever that ruling people are, which Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So we know that Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So now we're identifying who that whore is, right? The daughter of Babylon.
Right, because who rules the world? Who can sanction a sovereign nation? Who can go into a nation and steal and basically kidnap its leadership and call it a judicial affair? You know what I mean? Not a military action, but basically a policing action. That's what they claiming with Maduro. But
Right,
it
so
was a
the-
police action.
Yeah, so basically they didn't declare war. It's not
Right,
war.
right.
It's not war.
You know what I mean?
Ah.
They went in and murdered hundreds of people, but they keep all of that hush hush in the news. But when you listening to the alternative, they like over 400 people down there. You know, they said like a couple of folks were using specialized equipment
Weapons,
that
yeah.
was, you know what I mean, mowing people down. And then a lot of them, they said they used other type of weapons that made people just lay down with their ears bleeding and different, you know what I mean,
Throwing
blood
up
coming out of
body
them.
images,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, you know, America is using this technological advantage on lesser nations. You know, nations that can't defend themselves. But, you know, hey, there's a reason why the bully has never messed with Lil Kim. And I ain't talking the rapper. Because Lil Kim, hey,
She's done.
he ain't scared to
done.
push the button. I'm talking about Kim.
Oh,
Kim Jong.
yeah. No, I'm just saying. I'm
Kim
saying
Jong-
you,
No,
I said you ain't talking about Lil
No, I ain't
Kim.
talking about
You
Lil
ain't talking
Kim.
about her. Yeah,
I'm
you
talking about the other Lil Kim. Kim will kick your ass if you. So anyway, bring out what you holding. If it don't belong with nothing.
Yeah, it's probably belong to some position.
Isaiah
She did that
47.
on purpose too.
Right there too. Got all y'all pausing. Come on, brother.
Even more so. Look at that.
It's really nothing there though.
Oh, there is.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Some?
Oh, yeah.
Well, look away.
you want that 137?
Yeah, after
okay,
he,
okay.
yeah, I want him to bring that
Okay.
one out.
You ready?
Waiting on you.
Okay. Isaiah 47 and 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
So who's that virgin daughter of Babylon? You know what I mean? Because we know the original Babylon has, you know, hey, their rulership, their leadership has come and gone. So who is it that the scriptures is talking to when it says, "Oh, virgin daughter"? You know?
Right.
Sit on the ground, there is no throne.
Right.
Or daughter of the Chaldeans.
So the rulership that America has enjoyed for this almost 250 years is coming to a close. You know, I believe that 250 year mark is what, July or something like that?
July
You know,
4th.
July,
that's the
yeah,
birth.
yeah.
It's the birth. It's supposed to be
You
the
know,
birth.
so hey, and we know that, you know, it's never an exact number, but we do know that time frame with every nation from Babylon, the original Babylon, Babylon the Great, to the mystery Babylon.
The average lifespan of an empire.
Right, the average lifespan is of an empire, you know. But all of these empires, the Greece, they're still around. You know what I mean? The only ones that have been, and Rome is still around as a
Tourist attraction.
a tourist attraction or a religious, you know, because it's a
Sect.
religious
Yeah, more,
state
You're
now.
talking about, yeah, because of the Catholic Church.
Right,
and
yeah.
everything,
So that's what keeps them still in, you know what I mean? But they're not in authority like that. Now they do cover a vast group of people, and they are, you know, Rome or the Pope is the equivalent
power, yeah. They got some power,
of
yeah.
the Shah who
But
they
not-
murdered. You know, if the Iranians would go and blow up the the Vatican with the Pope in it, oh, you people would be ready to raise all holy hell. You know, but the fact that America and the Tiny Tots did that to their so-called spiritual leader, it's no big deal. It's a one-off. Oops. You know, and then they so cowardly they won't even lay claim to their actions, knowing they did it, but they're like, oh, we didn't know, it wasn't, we don't know what happened, it was an act. No, you intentionally did that, just like you intentionally bombed the school with all the little girls in it. Everything you do that's malicious and malign and malignant and festering ass cesspool of iniquity, you do it intentionally. There's never a time when you accidentally blow up a school full of children. You did that shit intentionally.
Right? Because you talk about your military is the best.
Right.
That means you should have the best intel.
And-
you should know exactly where things are gonna go,
Right.
where it's gonna hit. It should hit exactly where it's supposed to hit.
Pinpoint.
Which pinpoint? Because if Iran in itself is a lesser military than you, but yet they're able to only hit the bases
Right,
where
right.
you're at. They're only hitting the things strategically where you're at and not getting anybody else involved,
Right.
not killing any
Civilian population. Yeah.
You mean they can do it, but you can't? But you have the
Right.
most advanced technology on the planet?
And they have the most right to kill your civilians right now. With the abominations and the things that you've been done to them, retaliation would be a simple thing, and they're still holding back from it.
In Psalms 55, verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they like it. Yet were drawing swords.
Hey, and that's, man, you know, hey, that's a good one, brother, because that speaks to exactly the first day of this conflict. What was happening before it began?
Yeah.
They were negotiating. Iran and America were negotiating. They
Again.
were literally talking, dialoguing, coming up with a solution that was going to be beneficial to them. They weren't just going to completely capitulate to an insane narcissist's whims, but they were trying to work something out. And what do? They attacked them in the midst of negotiations. How many times have they done that? 400 treaties? 400 treaties broke. You know, negotiating with Japan for a surrender, boom, boom, fat man and little boy. You know, their track record, it speaks for itself. And this was the second time during that the so-called 12-day war. What was happening? Negotiations were happening. And what did they do? Attack. So, you know, hey, the scriptures is clear. You know, there's a reason why it tells us never trust thine enemy. You know?
For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Right. So the time is coming, man, where, hey, Babylon the Great is going to be touched. Right now, it's still in that tender and delicate. You know what I mean? That's why their pride is so great, because what do they think? They think they have a Pacific and an Atlantic that protects them from any kind of hurt, harm, or danger. You know what I mean? Natural defenses. But the Most High has it in his heart that Babylon is going to cease and desist from being tender and delicate.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All right, so real quick on that.
Okay. Yep.
This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 16. Their children also shall be dashed into pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
Yeah. Hey, and what do we know about, you know, hey, under Biden, how many came in? And these men that were coming in under Biden, weren't, right, splinter cells. They weren't the so-called migrant workers, the so-called men you see at Home Depot. You know what I mean? The women that are taking their children, little kids in school being drug out of churches.
So like military-aged men.
Right, military-aged men of these other lands, not military-aged Mexicans.
No.
Not military-aged Portuguese or Guatemalans and Brazilians. No, military-aged Hamites, military-aged Moabites, military-aged, all of these men. Hey, like that one dude said, you don't know me now, but you will. You know? You remember that dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, they not, hey, and they're here. And ain't nobody bothering them right now. They're actually
they
part
say
of
he
your
was-
ice ages and things.
Yeah, they say he was known for some type of military that he was in, and that they barely had released him from prison.
Yeah.
And they brought him straight here from prison.
Right.
And this dude's already a known, basically,
Badass.
he's a known for that, where he, you know,
Handling them
unaliving
things.
a lot of people.
Yeah, you know. So, you know, hey, this place is getting ready to receive its just reward. You know, America, hey, like the apostles have always said, hey, the Most High is saving this place for last.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That goes for that missile. That missile's gonna come. Says you've never been She's never been touched.
Yeah.
The missile's gonna get them.
Penetrate you.
Said the wives shall
Bust
be
your
ravished.
hymen.
The
Yeah.
wives, it's gonna ravish this place.
Yeah.
The missile.
Oh yeah.
The missile's gonna dash your children into pieces and ravish this place.
You know, hey, and even before the missiles, you're gonna have dirty things. You
Yeah.
know, those
Dirty
so-called dirty
dirty bombs.
dirty bombs. You know what I mean? It's gonna be all
Pocket.
kind of
What's it called? Pocket
nuke.
Pocket
Yeah.
nukes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's going to be all kind of things that's going to jump up. The chaos is going to be off the chain. You know what I mean? In order for you to have this famine, in order for you to have the race wars and all of the chaos, and you know, hey, nobody knows killing like Esau Edom. We speak on it all the time. He's got the
It
world
beat.
record.
Yeah, he's beat. He beat
know what I mean?
everybody.
Natural born killer.
Natural born killer. Khan. He carries that belt. He wears the world champion belt of killing. Fist, visible fist bump. You know? So, hey.
A little bit more, real quick. It says, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it."
Right?
Right? Going into what you were saying earlier.
Yeah. They're not going to take payment for your life. They just want your life. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of these movies you see where the money is still laying there on the ground, nobody, you know what I mean, it's worthless. Your gold and your silver in the time of trouble to come is going to be worthless. The only thing that's going to have any value is if you are part of the elect.
Not to mention, you just said if they're already trying to switch from their system, if your system is already, or even if your system is up, I got my own system and it works.
Right.
I don't really need
What I
your
want
thing.
your
What I
shit.
need you.
Yeah.
I don't need you no more.
Yeah.
Now it was a little different when everybody needed you. Then you're kind of, you gotta come, you gotta come with the, like you said, with the long face. With
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at that movie, Blood and Blood, I don't want his pork chop. I want his life.
Right,
Right.
You know,
right. And that's that,
Yeah.
essentially that's what these men, these nations that are amongst us right now, these sleeper agents, that's where their
Yeah.
mindset is at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You think that a Persian over here right now that holds an allegiance to his people, that loves his people, or one that can get over here that comes from one of those cities that you bombed and killed 165 little girls, and one of them might have been his little sister, his baby sister.
Oh, yeah.
You think he's coming over here for peace, or if he's coming over here for bloodshed, for vengeance,
Or gold
for
or silver.
retribution? Right?
Gold
You
or
think he
silver.
wants your gold, your silver?
You can't bring it back.
No, he wants retribution. Just like our Lord and Savior, righteous indignation. You've done too much, Esau Edom.
Yeah.
You've done too much. You've gone above and beyond in all aspects. You know what I mean? You can't. Hey, the scripture says you're not satisfied with blood.
No. No, you're given a blessing, fatness of the earth, the
Right.
from heaven,
And that's not good enough.
And you fucked it all up.
Right? Yeah. Well, you fucked it up, and then on top of that, it ain't good enough.
No, he wanted.
You know what I mean?
That's how he fucked it up because
Right.
he wants more and more.
More and more and more. He
That's why I
wants
said
what everyone else
his desire
has.
is as hell.
As
It's
hell.
You
more
know?
and more and more
Yeah.
to the point that he even kills himself. He destroys himself. Well, it says that you have laid a snare for yourself.
Right.
Those that dig a ditch shall fall into it himself.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
that's ultimately what you're doing, because that's what a ditch ultimately is, or hell is. Hell is just a hole in the ground. It's a ditch, right?
Yeah.
So it's grave.
Great.
So he said, you dug the grave or the ditch, and that's all you're doing. Your desire is as hell. So you just keep going on and on and on and on, and you're gonna fall into that ditch that you dug. You know what I'm saying? Dig what is it? You dig your own grave.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
You finished?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, finish it.
That's what it says. What is it? It's going to be what, dirt and worms, something like that.
Mhm.
Scripture says. And yeah, it's over for this damn devil.
And rightfully so. Yeah, he's still got some more.
Okay.
On that.
That's lucky. Bro.
No, it's good.
I just can remember the scripture.
I want to let me bring this one out.
dung and worms.
Dung and-
Dung and worms. Yeah, no, not dirt worms.
Hey, and this goes along with what you just were saying. This is Ecclesiasticus 14:7, and it reads, says, if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at last he will declare his wickedness.
Oh shit. Yeah.
You know? And Shalaki, because that wasn't the part that I wanted.
That's good though.
No, it's good.
Verse, I wanted, okay, here it is, verse 5. It says, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good?
Right.
So, hey, there's no reason to ever think Esau Edom is going to treat you good. He doesn't even treat his own good.
Right.
Look at the condition of his own, the land that he stole, that was pristine. When he does his chemtrails, he doesn't just do it over the children of Israel. He does it over everyone, both his and the other nations alike.
But even if you
know?
did, you know when it comes to the winds the winds blow. It blows all
Right.
different. Even if you just did it just over the ghettos, the vadios, and the reservations, the winds still blow. So you're corrupting everything. When you're trying to modify the food, the GMO food, to modify it to attack Jake's cells, you're still attacking your own people, which is the reason why you're not having any babies the way you're supposed to be having. It actually we just talked about digging a ditch and you fall into it yourself. So you did that to impact Jake, but it impacts you.
Yeah,
Now your
even
people are the
worse.
one who can't.
Because
You're the
a
one who
weaker
can't
vessel.
Right,
You know what I
they
mean?
can't produce.
Yeah, you know, it puts me in the mindset of the grocery store, the whole grocery store that I went to that sold me a organic, seedless watermelon.
Right.
How does that work? How can it be organic and not have seeds?
Right.
Makes no sense.
It's an oxymoron.
Right.
You know what I mean? One
Moron.
can't be without the other. It can't be organic without seeds. You know? But this is what they sell to their own people. Because, you know, that's not a store that I normally
Jake,
go
you
in.
normally don't see
and
Jake
you'll
in
know
it.
the store by how I described it, but I'm not going to say the whole thing.
Yeah,
to
you're very
keep from
true.
getting,
In those
you know
health,
what I mean?
those health food
Right,
places like
right,
yeah,
you know.
Sprouts or whatever.
Right,
It's,
we're trying
you,
not
where
to
you don't
say
see
no names of them, but-
you don't see Jake.
You know?
You don't see a.
No,
you do see
we can't
some,
afford
but
it for the most part.
yeah, yeah.
No.
You don't see a lot of Jake. You do see
You know?
some, but not like those are mostly Edomite stores.
Right.
Right.
And they
Whole
appeal
Foods or
to
whatever.
your
place like
stupid
that.
ass because the normal average person is not going to put two and two together when it says organic seedless. Ooh, I got an organic one. That's good. That's good. No, dummy. You got some GMO processed food. So Esau Edom doesn't care for his own people.
Yeah.
While he's busy trying to destroy everyone else, he's destroying his own.
That's
Right.
why-
Well, you can see that doing the CV-19.
Right.
The CV-19, even his own people had to take the jump shot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he don't care about his own.
Yeah, well,
Right.
Isaiah 14 it says, "Thou that destroys thy own people."
Right.
When it talks about the downfall of Lucifer,
Yeah.
the light bearers,
Yeah.
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 you know. So hey, man,
You know.
it's devil, you know. Can I bring this out real quick?
Please. And then
Okay.
Yeah.
First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 62. It says, "Fear not then the words, see, of a sinful man." And this man's track record proves who this is speaking about, man. Speaking about the devil himself. Okay. The Edomites. It says, "For his glory shall be dung and worms."
what did that go
I had to get it, brother. It says,
Yeah.
"Today he should be lifted up," meaning he's in his lofty position in heaven, "and tomorrow he should not be found."
Yeah.
They can be done away with, man. Obadiah 1 and 18.
Yeah. What
Says-
do the worms do? The worms basically consume the dead flesh until you're just basically you become part of the, you know,
Yeah.
everything
Back to
else.
dust,
Because
yeah,
even
back to
even the bones eventually go the way of the dinosaur. You know what I mean? You know?
It says, "Because he is returned into his dust."
Yeah.
Going to sit in confusion, sit in the dust, O
Yeah.
virgin daughter of Babylon.
Hey, and also, when the Most High has all of those missiles and the chariots with the lasers, there's going to be no flesh on this land. There's going to be no bones left. You're going to dust. You're going to be, hey, that flame is going to consume everything. It's going to melt the very elements.
Right.
So, hey, there's going to be no bones left to identify nothing here.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's all going to be dust.
Right? It says, and his thought is come to nothing. So like it says the you know his NWO, his New World Order, the mandatory implementation of the mark of the beast, man.
His inward thought.
His inward
What's
thought,
his
yeah.
inward thought?
That
And
his
his house is
going
going
to continue
to
forever.
come to nothing.
Nothing.
Your house is going to be leveled. You're going to be leveled. Your seed is going to be cut off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, and like the apostle said not too long ago, hey, in that 1,000 years, all of you brothers that had the Edomite concubines, she's going the way of the dinosaur as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know? And that's why it's going to be good to have them laws, statutes, and commandments when you're inward part. There ain't going to be no love for her. You know, Jake right now, he love to fall in love with his concubine. I was watching this one, and that's my queen. She is your queen. You know, like he was with this big chunky Edomite for 5 years, calling her his queen. Hey, boy, out of pocket. You know, and she might not have been an Edomite. We don't know. The Most High will do the, you know, the angels will do the sifting when the time comes. So we don't profess to know who's who, but we are telling you that Esau Edom is going to end. Hey, he is that abominable branch.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not going to have a home when when all the nations go back to their glory, have their little space again, be able to live in their lands again. Esau has nowhere he's destroyed his land.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he has nowhere to go back to.
His land's gonna be given away.
Yeah, you know?
Judah's gonna
spirit
possess that
world,
land.
you know? And the Most High will do with him as he chooses.
Right.
You know? But, come on, finish.
Isaiah 47:2, and the take the millstone and grind, mill, uncover.
No.
It's like
Read it again, bro.
Yeah, start from the top.
Okay. Isaiah 47:1.
No.
Oh, it's like
two. Yeah. Just
okay, I got you. Isaiah 47:2. Take the millstone and grind, mill, uncover thy locks.
So, hey, basically, you know, hey, the Most High, you know, hey, he's going to uncover your secret things. He's going, and then that's happening now through the words of the prophets. You know what I mean? Through the men on the highways and the byways, they're bringing out all your secret garbage. You know, and even though you're still using your witchcraft to try to make it like it's not so, it's coming into fruition anyway.
Epstein.
You know, right, without a doubt. That whole thing is just, even though you're doing everything you can, and you're being ground down with all of your wickedness. You know what I mean? Everything you're trying to get rid of, and you've been trying ever since, man, when the apostles and elders, that's how we know you're listening to them. When they brought out the statue, and I saw princes walking beside it, I saw servants on horseback, and princes walk, what'd you do? You put it away. When they brought out your ambitions with world domination and what you wanted to do and how many you wanted to bring the earth down to, what'd you do? You blew it up. You know, when the what do you call it? The Deca stone, or not Deca? In Georgia, down there in Georgia, they blew it up. Either way, if it comes to me,
Georgia Guidestones.
Georgia Guidestones. Nah, you blew up your own shit. So everywhere you're being revealed and you're trying to duck and hide and change and move and look and get your chameleon on, but hey, that chameleon is no longer able to change colors, to blend in. You're standing out like a period on a page, like a sore thumb. You know what I mean? You're fully being exposed. The skirt has been lifted.
I got one.
You know what I mean? Come on.
Jeremiah 49:10. It says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places,
Yep.
and he should not be able to hide himself.
Right.
His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not."
Yeah. So you know you're that, again, you're that abominable branch. You're going to destroy everything that you possess. You know, you got that whole "if I can't have it, nobody can" mentality. Right. You know, and the world is at that point where it's fed up.
Yeah.
You know, but they still have that little that fear of you. But that's why the Most High is going to, hey, like the brother brought, he's going to put that evil thought in their mind and put them hooks back into them in the jaws and make you do his will. Because all of the armories of the world belong to
The Most High.
the Most High. And when he wants them armories empty, he's going to have them empty. When he wants them directed at Esau, Edom, and Babylon the Great, guess what? That's where they're coming. They're all coming. And the scriptures tells us they're not going to miss. They're not going to bump into each other. They're going to come right into the windows, man. You know? And they're going to bring utter desolation to Babylon the Great.
No, let's go with that.
Okay.
No, matter of fact, you read up a little bit.
Start at 1 again?
No,
Or
2.
Stay at 2? All right, yeah.
Start 2 again.
It's Isaiah 47 and 2. Take the millstone and grind. Meal, uncover thy locks.
Right.
Make bare the leg, uncover
Right.
the thigh, pass over the rivers.
Well, that's all I wanted to do, because this is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 15. But if the woman have long hair, it is her glory. It's a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. So it's saying when it says uncover the locks, it's talking about your glory. So it's saying your glory is going to get uncovered. Uncover the locks, meaning the Lord's going to uncover all the things that you did to so-called have this glory, right? Which starting with all the inventions are really Jake. You seen the thing, the interview with Trump naming all the inventions, and then they someone has a thing next to it showing that all those inventions that he was bragging about really belong to Jake.
Yeah.
Every invention he was saying, it was really Jake created those things. So that you're uncovering the locks, showing that your glory, it ain't really your glory, it's someone else's glory.
Right? It says shameful spewing shall be
Upon
upon
the
thy glory.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, that was a great point. So, hey, again, and what are we seeing? Nothing but shame being brought down upon Esau Edom. The shame of how he's murdering, the innocent, indiscriminately.
Yeah. Eating
You know
flesh.
what I mean? How he's eating flesh.
Vampires, man.
How he's committing abominations. He points at one and says his wickedness, but his own wickedness is being
1,000
made
times
manifest,
worse.
right?
And 1,000 times worse. Yeah.
What he does, R. Kelly ain't never did nothing but piss on somebody. You know what I mean? But what he does is eat them. After eating them, he eats them
Hey, worse than
and
that.
violates them,
I'll
knocks
tell you
out their teeth. So, you know what I mean?
I'll tell you about the thing with they had the dentist inside the thing.
Yeah,
they were
to
pulling out the
remove the
kids'
teeth.
so the kids couldn't bite them. And that's
Right.
really when a kid
Oh,
is
man.
small, he's not that strong. But his only defense right now is
To
his
bite.
teeth.
Yeah, because the baby biting you, boy, that's ow.
Yeah, but that's your only defense at
Yeah.
that point.
Even when
so
they
you're trying
just
to
have
take
two
them,
little
you're taking
choppers,
away their
you know
only
what I mean?
defense.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
devil, boo. The man, I like the way that word. Mayonnaise warriors. Go ahead and we'll.
Verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, that shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
So hey, on that, hey, the Most High, like he said, hey, when he returns, he's not gonna meet you the way he met you last time.
Came slowly riding on a donkey.
Right.
Not no more.
Right. Full on aggression, not passive aggressive, full on aggression. You know what I mean? Anger and fury.
Angelic
And right.
form, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, and what does the scripture say? It says, what is the day of the Lord to you? Well, I can tell you what it is to you, Esau Edom. It's a day of darkness. It's a day of doom and not light. It's a day of your utter and complete destruction and subjugation. Because you're not going to just die and be and miss judgment. You're going to inherit judgment. And your judgment is going to come in the form of horrible and terrible slavery. What you did is coming back upon your own head. And that's the gospel. So with that, hey, I hope this is an edifying lesson.
Oh, you done?
Well, it's that time, if brothers is going to make.
Okay, come.
So,
That's cool then.
But go ahead. If you got it, hurry up, bring it out, and we'll close out with that.
Oh, no, that's good because I was
I
going
want
to
it now.
What is that? You lose it?
No, I got it.
Okay.
21 and 19.
Come on, brother, bring it out.
No. Leviticus 21. Nah,
You don't
I
have
lost it. I
You
lost
it.
Okay.
He lost
Hey,
it.
so,
go ahead.
hey, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. You know, hey, the
No,
shame is
absolutely.
covering
I do
Esau,
have
Edom. You know,
I do. I got
and
it. I was looking at the
next-
wrong one.
Next time, brother.
That's
Next
all
time,
good.
brother. Yeah, yeah.
That's all
So,
good.
you know, hey, basically, you know, like I said, Lord willing, this was edifying. You know, hey, the things that you're seeing, you know, have the proper teachers so that the wisdom and stability and that understanding, you know what I mean, will guide you through these times. Like we always say, we know that this conflict that's happening, it has to make way for the
MOTV.
in order for things to actually progress according to the word. So we know it's not going to be a full-fledged operation or engagement until the rest of these things that must manifest themselves. Jacob's trouble must
Right.
manifest itself. The MOTB must manifest itself. These are the prophecies that must come into fruition
Just the-
before
Just the birth pains.
right,
Famine.
right,
Famine.
yeah, birth
Pestilence.
pain, yeah, before the full right, yeah, yeah.
Famine, pestilence, all these different things.
All of these things
Oh,
will, must, and will.
The balance
Because
was,
it's as it is
it says
written.
in Revelation, it says should be wheat shall be for a barley.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Barley, yeah, the wheat.
yeah. For a penny.
For a penny, yeah.
Yep,
So day's
yep.
wage
Day's wage.
for your
Denarius.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah, famine, yes, so,
Yep. So with that, hey, hope you was edified. We want to close by giving all praise, honor, and glory.
to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash.
And double honors, as always, to our apostles, elders, bishops, leadership of Great Millstones. Peace and salutations to the house of David, to the 144,000, to the men, women, and children scattered throughout the four corners of the hopeful elect. To you, we say shalom.
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 Yeah. That red up.
Hit the button.
Hit the button.
Hit the button.
X.